part of me starting to think I was a little overly negative about Sony's State of Play the other week because the Summer Game Fest made me realize that a show is only good as like you feel it is based on if it has your games. And the Sony State of Play had Wolverine, which is a day one game for me. God of War, I'm sure I'm gonna love, but I just kind of feel it's a lot of the samey. Everything else, like that show, didn't really have another game like for me. And if that if that show had 5 games for you or anything like that, then you must have loved that show most likely. The Summer Game Fest, that had my games in it, man. It had 3 absolute banger day one games and then a couple of others sprinkled in. Ending the show, and I didn't get to watch the show live due to real world market conditions. I'm just busy with my adult life. But you know, I was refreshing Twitter, looking at the announcements, and boy, I was getting excited. And I don't really get excited too much when it comes to like modern game announcements or anything like that. And ending the show with Final Fantasy VII Revelations, I'll probably still be calling it Part 3. I know so many people are obsessed over what's the third game gonna be, what's the name. We know it's gonna begin with an R. Like, what could it possibly be? And Revelation, that's cool. I really don't care. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. And I'm just so excited for this game, man. And, you know, this is going to be the first time on this channel where we're going to have a Final Fantasy VII Remake arc. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth consumed 200 hours of my life. I've never played a game that long in my life. Like, 80 hours, I can probably count on one hand how many games I've put in 80 hours into it. And Rebirth, I went 200 hours, loved every second of it, the 100% experience. I got the platinum trophy for that game. I loved every second of it. I'm super nostalgic for OG Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. I absolutely loved Remake when it came out, but I really only played as Cloud. I didn't really switch up characters. I mostly tried to do every side quest that went around, but I didn't get the platinum trophy. I didn't go that far. I was like intimidated by hard mode. But Rebirth, everything clicked with me. The combat for all the other characters really clicked with me. I was just at awe at how big the game was. When I thought the game was huge, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it just consumed my life for 200 hours, which in real life was like six months of my life in real time. And I'm seeing some talk that Revelations could be even bigger than that. I don't know. I feel like I've been talking about Pragmata for a bit now throughout my videos, and we're going to have a big Final Fantasy VII arc on this channel because I'm going to go for the Platinum Trophy for that. Like, my mind is made up. Like, once you get the Platinum Trophy for Rebirth, there's no going back. I have to go back and get the remake one, but I just don't want to be burnt out going into Revelations. And this game's coming out in spring 2027. Like, I feel bad for Pokemon Winds and Waves. I feel like that game's coming out in spring 2027. It's like, nope. Final Fantasy VII is going to be a day one game. Like, that is top priority. Drop everything. There's going to be nothing like it, man. The legendary original game, like, take a game like that and remake it into this, like, just insanely epic 3-part saga. People who are complaining about this game thinking that should be, it should be one game because that's how the original was. Like, I don't think that at all. If you haven't played the Final Fantasy VII Remake or Rebirth, you gotta check them out because they are just perfectly great, like, packages of games. They feel very fulfilling, very full experiences. I can't wait for part 3. Like, looking at the trailer, seeing Tifa become a mage, because I really liked Aerith, playing as Aerith in Rebirth. And as I was kind of sad, I'm like, oh man, like, we lose our mage. Like, how are they going to do that combat? It was just awesome in the trailer, seeing that Tifa is going to be taking the role of a mage. And, like, she has, like, one line in the trailer that's really paying respect to Aerith. Absolutely love that. They're showing gameplay of Vincent and Sid, which was, you know, that was like the hardest thing in Rebirth. It's like, oh man, like, that they joined the party, but you don't get to play as them. But, like, completely understandable just how good the combat is for all the characters and how just, like, you know, each game's like adding more and more and really building up to everything, all the systems that's going to be in Revelations. I'm so excited for it. They showed how integrated the weapons are going to be. That was a big thing because the weapons were just like secret super bosses in the original game, but now it looks like they're going to be really tied into the story. And then also just like the airplane, I forget the Highlander, is that the name? I forget the name of the plane, but you know, you're going to get that ship, and they show Cloud jumping out of it like a Fortnite battle bus, and it's like when you get the plane slash basically boat in Rebirth, and it just feels like the world's so big when you're able to just drive around the ocean, even though it's kind of like, like just this like ocean scene. And when you dock, it loads up the area. It still gives the feeling that this is just a giant interconnected world. And just the thought that like, if you can fly around that plane anywhere in the world and jump out anywhere, like that's the impression that's giving. Yeah, there's gonna be nothing like this. I'm in this huge weird situation when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Revelations, because I bought Remake on PlayStation 4 digital, which that was during like 2020, and I didn't care. I've been a hybrid digital and physical for quite a bit, and so I picked that up because I didn't care. I just wanted to play it. And then Rebirth, I got that digital because it came with the PS5 upgrade and the DLC for Remake, which I didn't have. I didn't go back and get the DLC because I really liked Remake. I loved it, but Rebirth put it on this whole new level of like favorite game of all time for me. So I got both of those digital. And I was gonna go to an anime convention and try to get autographs of the voice actors of Tifa and Aerith, because I thought they just do an absolute phenomenal job in the game. And so I picked up like on sale for like $40 a physical copy of Rebirth. But just with the kids, there was a ban out with the kids. I was like, we gotta make the adult decision and not go to this. We're not gonna go. So like, I have a sealed copy of Rebirth, and I thought it was silly, like how much I loved Rebirth. I don't have a physical copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and so I was looking up to like try to buy one, but it was like on the secondhand market, $200, like $250 used. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I should have picked this up at the store when I saw it, like just sitting on the shelf. And eventually they reprinted it, and I picked it up right away. And it's one of the reasons why I'm buying more games day one now. I think like as we're about to be phasing out physical media, that the games that do get physical prints are going to get smaller and smaller print runs. And when they're out of print, those prices are going to skyrocket. So I'm kind of just trying to like keep up with it as it goes. And so now I have two sealed copies on PS5 of Remake and Rebirth. So part of me is like, do I need a sealed copy of Revelations? And I don't know. It's going to be one of those things that if they do a package with like a statue, I don't try to get too many collector's editions, but a lot of those have like the statues and a steel book, but it comes with the digital copy of the game. Like this is a really weird situation where I'm like, man, like if they do that and the statue's cool, maybe I'll get that so I can play the digital version of the game and then like try to buy a physical copy when it drops to $40 so I can have like all the PS5 versions sealed. But then I also have the Switch 2 1 and 2 because of just how good of deals those were on keycard, so I kind of want to complete that trilogy too. I'm going to go all out for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 because there's like, this is a once in a lifetime game. There's never going to be a situation like this again for any franchise. So excited for that. Spring 2027 was a huge surprise, right? Like we know this game's coming. It's really that release date, the spring 2027. That's way sooner than I expected. And we're gonna have a Final Fantasy VII chapter on this channel, and I'm so excited. The second game that was announced was Stellar Blade Bloodline. So Stellar Blade, I don't know if this is Stellar Blade 2 or like a spin-off. And the big reason I like almost suspecting this could be a spin-off is like I don't like, it's called Stellar Blade, and the gameplay in Stellar Blade is what I love so much about it. And Blade, right? Like there's sword combat. I'm not seeing that much in this one. I mean, maybe they're not showcasing it because like they're trying to show new gameplay mechanics, but there's this new character, Evie, with like this hand-to-hand combat, and it looks awesome. You got this like futuristic city setting, and the character and the environment, it looks so awesome, looks so well together. But like online, the narrative is all like, oh my god, the narrative is all about how like the main character isn't like nearly as attractive as Eve, and it's like, yo, I don't know who needs to hear this, but like gameplay before gooning every time, right? Like, yeah, it'd be cool. Like I like me an attractive character too. I like Tifa, I like Eve, no doubt about it. I like the new Bond girl, like that. Yeah, of course I do. But like, you gotta think of the art first, right? And like the gameplay looks amazing. The city setting and the new character, they look like they work really well together. Like this whole like cyberpunk city vibe. If you have this like super like over the top attractive like character, I don't think it would mesh as well as this does. and it looks awesome. And it's like, I love Stellar Blade, and it's so hard to like say, yo, Stellar Blade is one of my favorite games of all time. Like Rebirth, Stellar Blade, like these are the games of like the PS4 and PS5 generation. Like these are like my top games. So of like the past decade, and it's like Eve is so like it's so like gooner bait that it's hard to tell someone like this game's incredible because they just think it's like the first thing to think of is like, oh, you just think this is an attractive character. The gameplay is so genuinely great that when I see this hand-to-hand combat for the new game, I feel like right now it's going to be genuinely great combat and great gameplay. And like, have you guys even played Stellar Blade? Like there's like so many like outfits, and there's like a hairstylist in the game. Like you tell me in this big city there's not going to be a hairstylist in that where you can like change this main character's hair, where you can I don't even think that base Eve is that attractive. Like my custom Eve I made attractive, absolutely. And that's gonna be the same with this, with the new character Evie. And so yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be like a prequel or a sequel. Like is Eve gonna be like the first of like the angels? Like, I'm just like, this game looks incredible. This team, it's hard to say they haven't let me down yet because there's just like one Stellar Blade game, but so far Stellar Blade was so good that this is absolutely going to be a day one game. It's just in development, so probably not going to be 2027. And like, please, like, there's like going to be too much in 2027 already with like Final Fantasy probably going to consume half my year. And like, if Final Fantasy VII has more content than the first one, it could take more than 6 months for me because I'm just having like historically less game time than I did when I played it, when that game came out. So absolutely looking forward to Stellar Blade. And but what is coming out in 2027? Resident Evil Veronica. I've never played Code Veronica, but I did play Resident Evil 2 Remake just last year. One of my top games of 2025, like that I played. And I thought Claire's a great character, and I really wish Claire was in Resident Evil 9. I thought Resident Evil 9 hit it out of the park. I still got to drop my review video for that. It's been in no rush because, I kind of missed the initial wave. But it's coming. I haven't made there's been too much gaming news right now to release something like that. So, absolutely love Resident Evil 9. Capcom's completely on top of their game. And so I'm just looking forward to more Claire. This is going to be the first of the remake games that's like going to be meant to be played in first person. I'm sure they're going to do something like they did with Grace's section where you can like also play in third person if you want. But I do think first person is going to be prioritized for Code Veronica. At least I believe it's supposed to be in first person in the trailer and all of that. I saw some news like from like tweets saying it's supposed to be first person, but I didn't do too much fact checking. But that absolutely looks like it should be a first person type of game. Playing as Claire, Resident Evil is absolutely on top of my game. I don't hold Resident Evil at like S tier like I do with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Stellar Blade. It's a high A tier, absolute first day one purchase, pending if I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Revelations or not. But that's absolutely going to be a day one purchase. Probably going to get on Switch too, honestly, just because that's where I played Resident Evil 9, and I do think they're going to make like a 3-pack of Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 Remake on Switch too. So at that point, I'll have like 6 games in my library. So that might just be the platform I just continue to play Resident Evil on. I think like, if I do end up going through an arc where I play more handheld Switch 2, it would be nice to have that option. And Resident Evil games, I just feel like they're not ones that I'm really ever going to be too interested in trophy hunting for. And at the same time, like whatever, they might go on sale for like $10. I'll just buy it digital. I don't need to like preserve it or anything like that. Absolutely going to be a day one purchase. And also at the same time, I just want to see what Capcom can do, like their progression on the Switch 2. Like it's just going to be like a good, like, I don't know, like case study, seeing like, because I thought Resident Evil 9 was very, very well. I don't think if I play on PS5, I don't think my opinion of it's going to be any better than it already was. But I can see where there's improvement if it was on PS5. And so I think it's going to be very interesting if Code Veronica, is it going to be like just as good, or are they going to make any kind of step up progression with that game? So absolutely day one purchase for that game. And then just in the summer showcase, there was just other like news of like other announcements sprinkled in. Attack on Titan 3. I haven't played 1 or 2, but like I love the Attack on Titan anime. And it's just one of those games that's like, I'll probably get on the Switch too, just because like it's like anime games are not like that serious. Like it's probably even on PS5 not going to play like all that well. It's probably going to be a game key card, but it's like whatever. It's just like a fun game that like well, I'm seriously collecting for the Nintendo Switch too. So that'll just be a fun one to have on the shelf. There's this Hot Wheel game that they announced, and I've been buying up some Hot Wheel and Monster Jam game like for my kids. And like I'm not huge into Hot Wheel games, but seeing that it's a game key card and all of that. But again, like just when I build my Switch 2 library, I've been like thinking of my wife and having farming games like that. And so like that's just another game that would be put on the shelf. Not a day one thing, but it's be on my radar. Like the Bluey game, like kind of having just stuff for the whole family in my Switch 2 library. So I'm like, oh, a Hot Wheel game, like there we go. Like that's announced, like gonna be keeping that on my radar. But like the big one, that's kind of like just this other game that's on my radar is this Cuphead spin-off game. I I absolutely love the 8-bit game. Like the coolest part about this game is that they're making it for the Sega Master System, like with all of like the design and like restrictions in mind. Like they're gonna physically be releasing a copy on the Sega Master System. I don't have a Sega Master System. If I did, I would absolutely be picking that up. I think that's just so cool. I kind of did that with like the Rugrats collection, limited run did a collection, and like that's coming out on Switch. I picked up that version, but they also released like a Game Boy cartridge, and I've been huge into Game Boy lately. And so like the fact that there's gonna be a brand new Master System cartridge, that is so cool. I mean, I'll probably pick that up again. That'll probably be like a Switch 2 game that feels at home on Switch 2. So definitely gonna be looking forward to that. So like I don't know. All in all, there's just so much more I'm excited about coming out of this Summer Game Fest show. I didn't watch the show live. Maybe the show itself was boring. I was watching the trailers and like again, I was watching the trailer for like Resident Evil Veronica, and up until it was like announced as Resident Evil Veronica, I probably would have been like making some like just like smart ass comments of like that this was boring. This is like a 4-minute trailer. Like what's going on? Like I get it, but like I was watching the trailer already knowing it was Resident Evil Veronica, so I was like way more excited the whole time. And like I probably honestly would not have guessed when they said like your brother. I probably wouldn't have been guessing that was Chris Redfield. So I don't know. It I mean, I'm saying like it was a better show than PlayStation, but like I didn't watch the show, so I'm really basing that off of like they released more of my games. My top games of the generation, of heck the past 2 generations, are getting like new installments, and I'm just like so excited. Resident Evil is so excited. Like the biggest issue is that like 2027 is gonna be packed. You gotta think like Pokemon's coming out, and like there's probably gonna be 3D Mario in 2027. It's already gonna be a packed year, and like I don't know, we're already gonna have a packed fall 2026 with Wolverine, Gears of War, EA, GTA 6. Like things need to calm down. Like right now, everything that I'm gonna be playing is like already announced, and they're gonna overlap. I'm not gonna be playing things day one, so I don't know how this is going to pan out. And also, Street Fighter 6 is getting Tifa. Street Fighter 6 is a game I've been wanting to play for so long. Like I collected the game on Switch 2 because it's a launch title. But like what I didn't say is I already have the game on PC. Like I bought it on a sale for like $20 a couple years ago because like there's free online, so I kind of want to play that, but I kind of want to learn the mechanics before I hop on and play online. So like it was almost like another justification to get the Switch 2 version for $30, so I can play single player and learn the learn the gameplay on the couch and be comfortable. And then when I want to play online, I don't need to pay for Nintendo Online. I can come here and just play the PC version. And like I love fighting games. I also didn't like hop into it right away because of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And so like I played like a lot of fighting, and then I didn't want to like hop into another fighting game right away. And I don't know, I think about like Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube. Like Link being in that game was enough to make me want it. Dead or Alive 4, I never ended up getting that game, but they had a Halo Spartan that was in that game. That made me really want that game. I never ended up getting it. And now it's like Street Fighter 6. I've already been wanting to play it. Like I've really been wanting to play. It's just like, again, there's like too many games, not enough time. Tifa might be enough to push me over the edge, and like I don't know, that's not coming out to 2027. So like if I have like a little bit of gaps in time, like that's putting Street Fighter way higher on my radar. It's like I need to like play the Switch 2 version and like figure out the mechanics and all that and just get used to the game. And then when Tifa comes out, come play this on the PC, and that could be like a really fun thing to do. Just like I don't know, maybe have some like some nights where I go live on YouTube and stream, and just like a fighting game's like perfect to just like do some fights and then like talk with chat, like hang out with like you guys. I think that could be a perfect game for that, or a perfect type of game for that. And just like, I don't know, like Tifa, like when I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and playing like as Tifa as my character, she was just such a fun fighter to play as. I was always like, even on hard mode, I'm like, man, I just want to fight. Like I want to fight a super boss. Like I just want to fight. And like, so that's kind of like that opportunity of Street Fighter, going as like Tifa and just like fight some other people and just see like how far can I climb the ranks. I'm not claiming to be very good or anything. If I do any kind of streams like that, it'd be more just to like hang out. But like that's very exciting, Tifa in Street Fighter. That's a super exciting announcement. So, I'm been just genuinely excited for these announcements, and that's not something I can say very often. So you take those announcements, throw in Wolverine, GTA 6, Gears of War E-Day, which is coming up. I think by the time I release this, I'll probably release this on Sunday, so the Gears of War E-Day event will already have happened. I'm not gonna be able to watch that live because of real world market conditions, so I'll probably be watching that later and giving my thoughts on that, because if you've been following my channel, I've just recently just played every Gears of War game, replaying them, because I love Gears of War so much. So very excited to see what's coming up with E-Day. Not that I really trust the Coalition, but I'm cautiously optimistic, man, because like I want Gears of War to be great. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Which show was better, State of Play or the Summer Game Fest? Which one had your games? And are you excited for Final Fantasy VII Revelations and Stellar Blades Bloodline? Because I couldn't be more excited. And Resident Evil Veronica, like absolutely up there, day one, pending my game schedule. So let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.